So these studies here, posture predicts longevity, showing, I wonder if this, like when you show somebody their posture and they didn't know, like a lot of times if you show your posture, immediately you're like, man, that looks ugly. I don't want that. I mean, and it's very cosmetic. Even I'll look at my posture sometimes and like very cosmetically, but I'm like, also, I know that also, I'm not worried about the cosmetic as much. I'm worried about what does that mean long-term for me? So hyperkyphotic posture, 2004, Deb Cato study showing its influence on atherosclerosis, right? So heart disease, 2.4 times greater rate of death. This one, 2005, I love this, a Glassman study showing that they measured, so it's all MDs. They took a group of 298 people, all MDs, and they measured certain subjective and objective findings. So obviously objective, they did plumb line size, they did A to P, they did lateral, and then they measured other areas of health status. So like they measured heart, breathing, respiration, pulse, blood pressure. Subjectively, they asked complaints, do you have any this, that, pain, digestion problems? And what they found out in this study is that every single aspect of human health that they measured, both objectively and subjectively, got worse as the posture deviation increased. So the worse the posture, the worse the function, the worse the health. Not an MD, there's nothing to do with chiropractic, right? In a sense of their findings, so what they were looking for and or determining. Their solution, again, in their philosophical lens, is if that makes sense, then let's stop that from progressing. Let's just stop it. So let's just figure out how to stop that from progressing. And obviously, surgery would be a means if that's your only, philosophical understanding. And again, it cannot be denied posture's influence on human health and physiology. What does that tell us? Utilizing and then changing it. We talked about even prior to this, going over curve correction and postural correction. A lot of you do that work. I'm a full spine, I started with CBP, went to some Pedibond. I've really, been in the CBP world for a long time. And I'm going to tell you, that is where, to see it, right? To see it either on x-ray or just to see it in a posture, that's that visual stimuli that allows somebody to see progression and to see, how the benefits that they're achieving. And then 2013, this was a study of posture's relationship to disability. And so they took 4 groups. Group 1 had the best posture, group 4 had the worst posture, and group 2 to 3 is always the spectrum. What they measured was the 3 groups compared to the first group. So group 2 compared to group 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1. And the numbers, I believe, were 46% greater risk of disability, right? Having an activity of daily living that you cannot no longer do. You had a 46% higher risk of that if you're in group 2 posture compared to group 1. If you're in group 3 posture, it was a 200, and I believe around 40%, 246 or 243 increased risk of disability. And then if you were in the worst posture, you had a 393% increased risk of an activity of daily living that you cannot do based on posture. And so one of the things that I always have gone over, it's like when you get to the end of a care plan, whether it be a 3-month care plan, 6 month, it doesn't matter how long it is. You got your corrective care plan. One of the things again, we'll go back to Mary. We're here when, the beauties about chiropractic is not only that we can, correct it to as near as possible, but our objective then is to keep you there, right? And not only just to keep you there, to keep you in a posture, it's like we're just trying to prevent something from not happening. At this point, this is about getting your body as high levels of function as possible to live as long as possible with the highest quality as possible. The other thing, Mary, that I get excited about, as passionate about as anything is what we do in chiropractic offers, and that is that you can live on your own terms, independently, doing the things that you want to do. And I believe there's a lot of things in health that help do that, exercise and nutrition and a lot of other great things, prayer and meditation. But the spine cannot be denied its influence on your future health and ability to do the things you want to do: garden, golf, grandkids, right? I said GGG, GQ, garden, golf, grandkids. Everybody. So nothing is worse than being 72 or 78 or 81 or 69 and not being able to do what you want to do. You spend all this time and all this your life, working so hard and taking care of things and having money and finances and having this and that and kids and raising them. And all of a sudden you can enjoy your grandkids. Grandkids are, they are the crown jewel, as Proverbs tell us. They are the crown jewel, right? And so I'm telling you that what we need to make sure, as far as like having and there's that age I found, it's about 55 years old, 60 years old, where you got that person that comes in, that is one of the things on that. They know that, what, I don't want to go out, I don't want to spend up the last 8 years like my mom did or dad did, so I will do things. And so I just think the chiropractic, and then the study helps validate that, like, if your posture goes down, your activities of daily living, the higher risk of you losing the ability to, put on a shirt, get up from a toilet, put on a bra, put on your own socks. And what kind of life is that? So I believe, chiropractic not only gives a quality of life, it gives a quality of death, and that process that happens, because when you can't talk life without death, I mean, it's 1 for 1, 100%. It's the way God designed it. But I believe it wasn't designed to go down the last 15 years of chronic disease on 8 medications and just, praying for a normal day, and so.